Namaskar everyone. Now in the last video we're discussing about the explanation of important journal entries, in which we already discussed about the goods, and goods is further divided into 5 category, that is purchase, sale, purchase return, sales return and stock. So purchase is already done. Now today we'll start with the second important topic, that is called sales. So when goods are sold, I already told you when we purchase goods, so instead of goods we use the word purchase, and if we sold the goods, then instead of goods we use the word sales. So when we sell any goods, instead of crediting goods account, we will crediting the sales account. And why we are crediting sales account? Because sales is a nominal account, and as per the nominal rule, credit all income and gain. So while passing the journal entry, sales account always be credited, because the rule of nominal account is applied, that is credit all income and gain. Now what will be the journal entry at the time of sales? I told you that sales will be credited. So see this entry, that sales will be credited, and what will be debited, that is depend upon the mode of transaction. If you sold in goods in cash, then entry will be cash account debit to sales account. If you sold goods by check and receiving check, then bank account debit to sales. And if you sold the goods on credit, then instead of cash and bank, you will use the word debtors. So entry will be debtors account debit to sales account. So the most important thing here, that sales is always credited. Why? Because rule of nominal account is applicable, and as per the nominal account, credit all income and gain. So sales is your income, so it should be credited in the journal entry, and debited part is depend upon the mode of transaction, that is cash, bank and debtors. So journal entry is given at the last. Now next two important terms are purchase return and sales return. Purchase return is just opposite of purchases. If we purchase the goods and we are not satisfied with the quality, price or any of the things of the purchased goods, then we can return the goods. Then it is considered as a purchase return, and it is also known as return outward. So when purchased goods are returned back to the supplier, that is seller, then it is considered as a purchase return or return outward. Now again, the rule of nominal account is applicable in case of purchase return, and it is always be credited because purchases are reduced. So purchase return is always credited in the journal entry. Next one is sales return. Sales return means when we sold the goods to the customer and customer is not satisfied with the goods due to any reason, then he or she may return the goods to us. Then it is considered as a sales return. So sold goods are returned back to us is considered as a sales return, and it is also termed as return inward. Now again, the rule of nominal account is applicable on sales return, and sales return is always debited because sales are reduced. So from the all four terms, it is clearly evident that purchase is always debited, purchase return is always credited, sales must be credited, and sales return must be debited, because in all four cases nominal account rule is applicable. Now there are some important consideration related to purchase and sale of goods. I told you when you purchase goods, then you have to use the word purchase, and when you sold the goods, then you have to use the word sales. So first one is, if in the transaction related to purchase and sale of goods, the name of purchase and seller is not given, then it is considered as a cash transaction. So whatever the purchase and sale of goods are given in the question, but it is not given in the question regarding the purchase and seller name, then you have to consider that you sold and purchased the goods on cash. Same like that, if in the transaction related to purchase and sale of goods, the name of purchaser and seller is given along with cash, means The name is also given as well as the word cash is also given. Then you have to consider that purchase and sale on cash. And the third one is, if in the transaction related to purchase and sale of the goods, the name of purchase and seller is given and it is not stated whether in cash or in credit, so it is considered as a credit transaction. So all the 3 points are different. I am repeating it again, that purchase and sale of goods and the name of purchase seller is not given, then it is cash transaction. Along with purchase and sale, the name of purchaser seller is given along with cash, then it is considered as cash transaction. And when purchase and sale of goods, the name of purchaser and seller is given, but it is not stated that it is a cash transaction or credit transaction, then it will be considered as a credit transaction only. Now I am taking one example here in which you have to pass the journal entry of the following transaction. There are 5 points there, so you have to pass the journal entries in the format of journal, which we already discussed in the previous video, that what is the format of journal. So in the next slide we will discuss about these 5 points and how to pass the journal entry. So here is the format of journal entry: date, particular, ledger folio, debit and credit amount. First entry: started business with cash. I already told you, whenever we start business first time with the cash, it is considered as a capital. So entry will be cash is coming into the business, so cash account debit to capital account, that is 50,000. Second, purchase goods for cash. Now I told you purchase is always related to purchase of goods, so it is always be debited as per the rule of nominal account. And cash word is given there, so we use the cash as a credit part. So entry will be purchase account debit to cash account 10,000. Now third, purchase goods from Mukesh. Now in this case, purchase will be debited, but instead of cash, Mukesh word is given there in the question. So entry will be purchase account debit, obviously purchase will be debited and credited with Mukesh, because Mukesh is given in the question. So we assume it is a credit transaction. So purchase account debit to Mukesh, that is 7,000. Now in fourth point, purchase goods from Ravi for cash. So in this case, both the word is given. Purchase we have to use for purchase of goods, but along with Ravi, word cash is also given. So if the name of the party as well as cash is given in the question, so we will use the word cash. So entry will be purchase will be debited, and instead of Ravi we have to use the word cash, because Ravi and cash both are given in the question. So entry will be purchase account debit to cash account 15,000. And in the last entry, paid rent. So rent is your expense and expense should be debited as per the rule of nominal account. So entry will be rent account debit, and what is going out, that is cash, because we paid the rent for cash. So that is rent account debit to cash account, that is 4,000. So this is the basic 5 general entry, some related to purchase and one related to capital. Thank you so much.